Making contacts is only one aspect of effective networking. Another is creating long-lasting, meaningful connections. In order to establish a stronger connection, successful networkers make sure they completely comprehend the needs and objectives of others through active listening. They build trust and goodwill by prioritizing value giving, whether it is through information sharing, resource sharing, or support, which inevitably leads to future chances. By participating in both online and live events, people may broaden their network, meet like-minded professionals, and remain current with market trends. By integrating these tactics, people can create a strong network that promotes success and progress for both parties. In the words of Simon Sinek, leadership is not about being in charge, it is about taking care of those in your charge. The richest people see failures and losses as opportunities for growth rather than as barriers to achievement. They are aware that failure is a necessary component of any path to excellence and frequently provides an enlightening experience. Rather than giving up, they examine what went wrong, modify their approach, and apply the knowledge gained to make better choices in the future. They can recover more quickly thanks to this resilient mindset, which keeps them growing and progressing. They view failure as a chance to improve their strategy and eventually achieve greater heights rather than as a dead end. In the words of Richard Branson, do not be embarrassed by your failures, learn from them, and start again. Let's talk about the techniques to learn from your mistakes and come back stronger than ever. Resilience building is essential for overcoming obstacles and continuing on the path to success. One important strategy is to reframe failure, seeing obstacles as chances for development rather than as personal setbacks. This change in viewpoint keeps people motivated and upbeat. Another crucial tactic is self-compassion. Treating oneself with kindness when things get hard builds emotional resilience and keeps burnout at bay. Finally, following a failure, establishing modest but attainable goals aids in regaining momentum and confidence. People can retain control and continue to make progress towards their bigger objectives by concentrating on their development, even if it is in tiny steps. In the words of Jim Rohn, the major value in life is not what you get. The major value work level to simple obstacles and continuing on the path to success. One important strategy is to reframe failure, seeing obstacles as chances for development rather than as personal setbacks. This change in viewpoint keeps people motivated and upbeat. Another crucial tactic is self-compassion. Treating oneself with kindness when things get hard builds emotional resilience and keeps burnout at bay. Finally, following a failure, establishing modest but attainable goals aids in regaining momentum and confidence. People can retake control and continue to make progress towards their bigger objectives by concentrating on their development, even if it is in tiny steps. In the words of Jim Rohn, the major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. Long-term success is greatly influenced by daily routines, especially when they are followed consistently and with discipline. The most prosperous and prosperous people are aware that little regular activities add up to great outcomes over time. Consistency fosters discipline and momentum, whether it be through a regular work schedule, a daily learning commitment, or a morning routine. Maintaining focus on long-term objectives is made easier by the structure and motivation these daily routines provide. In the end, consistent growth and success are the result of an unflinching dedication to these tiny, repetitive efforts. In the words of Elon Musk, persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. Let's talk about the techniques that you can develop to be consistent. Maximizing everyday potential and attaining long-term success depend on developing productive routines. A solid morning routine helps people start the day with energy and clarity setting priorities, dividing work into manageable portions, and removing distractions all contribute to effective time management, which is another crucial component. Finally, intense work and effective progress are made possible by developing attention using strategies like the Pomodoro method, or by establishing specific time-bound goals. People can establish routines that promote success, stability, and productivity by integrating these components. In the words of Brian Tracy, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Finally, it's time to talk about the examples richest people who used these hacks and implemented them in their routine to achieve impressive results. Let's talk about how different studies and researches conducted by the famous magazines prove that these hacks are genuinely essential to succeed. A large study conducted by Match found that 80% of workers consider ongoing learning essential to their success, underscoring the role of training in building strong, adaptable teams. A study by Dominican University of California found that individuals who wrote down their goals, developed action plans, and shared progress with a friend had a 76% success rate in achieving their goals. In contrast, those who did not write down their goals had only a 43% success rate. Steve Jobs is among the most well-known people who have used successful routines and techniques. His unwavering emphasis on quality and simplicity transformed the technology sector. Jobs was a strong believer in the power of simplicity, eliminating extraneous features to produce products that were both useful and easy to use. His capacity to strive for design and user experience excellence produced groundbreaking inventions such as the MacBook, iPad, and iPhone. Jobs made Apple one of the most valuable businesses in the world by upholding a clear vision, committed to lifelong learning, and cultivating a creative and disciplined culture. In the words of Steve Jobs, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Elon Musk, who has dominated several industries thanks to his tenacity and creative thinking. The success of businesses like Tesla and SpaceX has largely been attributed to Musk's capacity for quick learning, acceptance of failure, and strategy adaptation. Musk has overcome many obstacles, such as early financial difficulties and technological difficulties, by concentrating on finding solutions to difficult issues and staying dedicated to long-term objectives. This has allowed him to transform space travel, electric cars, and sustainable energy. In the words of Elon Musk, I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. You just cannot become rich and successful due to luck only. You have to strive for it. You have to implement these simple and doable hacks in your lives, which will make you closer to your goals. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Stay hungry and stay foolish. Now that you know the hacks which richest people use to become who they are, it's time to implement them in your life. Begin by establishing clear and attainable goals, committing to ongoing education, and creating significant relationships. Develop productive routines that prepare you for success on a daily basis. It is important to keep in mind that consistency and resilience are crucial components of success. Start today. In the words of Jim Rohn, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better.
Hey everyone, so I've decided to answer the top questions people ask from billionaires. Here we go. Lots of...
Is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained...
The first rule in investment is don't lose. And the second rule in investment is don't forget the first rule, and that's all the rules are.
like you're stuck in a loop of distractions and can't get anything done. You work hard, but somehow at the end of the day, you aren't getting closer to your goals. You are not the only one. Whether it's the constant notifications, scrolling, or procrastinations, distractions are standing in the way of your success without you even realizing it. In the words of Naval Ravikant, if you're always consuming, when will you create? In this video, we're going to talk about 7 distractions which are killing your time and how you can avoid them. Let's get started. There's no doubt that in today's fact-paced
ใช่ครับจะกินเหมือนเดิมทุกวันนะราตรีกินอะไรเหรอครับ
world, social media has become the need of the hour. It is such a powerful tool connecting millions of people around the world. It has become a source of income for many. With that being said, you know that excess of everything is bad. Social media is stealing your precious time without you even knowing it. You keep scrolling and scrolling. Hours pass and you can't get anything done. What if you spent those hours in meaningful things like learning a new skill, building connections with people in real world? We assure you, your goals would have become much easier to achieve. In the words of Cal Newport, social media is the perfect tool to keep you busy doing nothing. The only way to win is to control your usage, not let it control you. Do not waste your potential. Take control of your time. Spend it doing something meaningful. Now we're going to talk about the strategies you can use to reduce social media usage.
สุดยอดนะครับ
Turning off non-essential notifications will not only help you regain you focus and improve your attention span, but will also allow you to give more time to do meaningful things which will bring you closer to your goal. When you are working, keep your phone in silent mode or do not disturb mode. It does help massively. Unfollow and block those accounts which do not provide you anything useful or which bring you down. Try to focus on only the relevant information which could be useful for you to get you closer to victory. In the words of E.O. Wilson, we're drowning in information but starving for wisdom. Pick up a hobby, something which will give you peace of mind and will keep you physically fit. Be it sports or reading a book, it is definitely better for killing free time than social media. In the words of Germany Kent, social media is the ultimate distraction. It takes you away from reality, productivity, and even your happiness. Let's talk about the second distraction which should be avoided at every cost. In the words of Gary Keller, multitasking is a lie. It simply means you're screwing up multiple things at the same time. When you try to indulge multiple tasks, the quality of your work reduces. Perfection requires undivided attention. You can't do several tasks at the same time and expect them to complete with maximum efficiency. It's just not humanly possible. It's better to do one thing at a time with full attention than to do 1,000 things with divided attention. The clarity of mind boosts your creativity. In the words of Mozart, the shorter way to do many things is to only do one thing at a time. Stop hurrying, concentrate on the essentials, give attention to only the things that matter. Doing one meaningful task is more productive than doing several meaningless tasks. True productivity lies in doing less, but doing it exceptionally well. The third distraction which we are going to talk about is procrastination. In the words of Edward Young, procrastination is the thief of time. Procrastination delays your success. Do not leave today's task to tomorrow.
ตอนขายของอยู่ครับขายของที่ร้านค้าแล้วเขาก็ถ่ายวิดีโอลงใน TikTok เขามีช่อง TikTok ของเขาได้เงินจากในหน้าไงก็ถ่ายคลิปวิดีโอไปสั่งซื้อได้นะกาติถ้าชอบสินค้าไหนเขาชื่อช่องว่า ลูกตาลนะบอกว่าตาลอะไรเนี่ยเสียก็จำไม่ได้ละ
If you want to be among the high achievers, do your work at time. Take action. Keep your dreams alive. Your time is the most precious thing you right now. Use it in your favor, not against you. In the words of Robert Collier, success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Opportunities come to those people who are ready to seize them. Procrastination leaves you unprepared and undermines your confidence. In the words of Napoleon Hill, don't wait. The time will never be just right. It's time to get about another important distraction which gets in your way to success. It's extremely important for you to know negative thoughts eat your brain, and you don't even realize it. They rust your brain and make you think of the problems rather than solutions. And that is not the way to love forward. Negative thoughts drain your energy, while focusing on solutions propels you forward. In the words of Robert Tew, don't let negative and toxic people rent space in your head. Raise the rent and kick them out. In the words L.F. Norman Vincent Peale, when you change your thoughts, you change your world. Never underestimate the power of your mind. Negative thoughts destroy self-belief, while positive thoughts nurture it, pushing you to achieve things you never thought possible and making you massively confident. Thus, the only way forward is to fill your brain with positive thoughts. A growth-oriented brain opens door to thousands of opportunities. In the words of Marie Kondo, the objective of cleaning is not just to clean, but to feel happiness living within that environment. Your senses are overloaded in a cluttered setting, which makes it more difficult for your brain to concentrate on a single job. Your capacity to focus is improved, and mental clarity is created when the area around you is cleared. Organize your workspace. Your energy is depleted by having to constantly move through physical disorder. You can save energy for your work and creativity when you clean your surroundings. In the words of Thomas J. Watson, the environment you create around you will help determine what you can achieve. The final distraction which has to be avoided at all costs is poor health habits. I think we are all aware of the famous proverb, a healthy mind starts with a healthy body. Most of the times people ignore their body and mental health. It not only leads to negative thoughts, but it reduces your focus, clarity, and efficiency in everything you do.
ส่วนมากผมเห็นคนดูแต่การออกกำลังกายมากกว่าการกินข้าวอ๋อใช่ครับน่าจะนะแล้วแต่มั้งบางคนก็ชอบดูกินข้าว
Thus, getting your things done becomes near impossible. When you work on your health, you're working on your future success. Good health improves your ability to maximize each day and every chance, whereas bad health habits cause fatigue, diminished focus, and missed opportunities. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, it is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Healthy habits are the first step to success. Make it a priority to eat a balanced diet, get enough sleep to improve focus, and engage in regular exercise to keep your body and mind invigorated. To stay motivated, create specific goals, and practice mindfulness to handle stress. Maintaining these routines consistently fosters resilience, productivity, and the constant will to succeed. Let's talk about the real-life examples of the extraordinary people who achieve success by avoiding these habits. Steve Jobs became successful by becoming an expert at setting priorities and minimizing. He created legendary devices like the Mac and iPhone by focusing on simplicity and removing superfluous complexity. He demonstrated that clarity and focus are crucial for attaining amazing success by directing resources into game-changing ideas, by saying no to distractions, and placing a higher priority on invention. Bill Gates is one of the richest and the most successful people in the history of the world. To prevent procrastination, Gates advises starting with the most difficult chores. He concentrates on a single problem at a time, giving it all of his energy and concentration. By applying this approach, he wrote his name in the history books. Jeff Bezos is the founder and former CEO of Amazon, one of the world's largest online retailers and cloud computing platforms. Bezos credits Amazon's success to its ability to concentrate on one major choice at a time. He guarantees excellent thought and execution by refraining from multitasking, which results in game-changing inventions. In this ever-competing world, becoming successful has become extremely difficult. If you are letting all of these distractions come in way of your goals, you will never be able to achieve them. Thus, by working...
The purpose of going for a hike, ironically, is not to get to the top. It's to be on the trail. If you focus on the freaking trail, whatever step you're on, and you keep reminding yourself, this is going to lead me somewhere, that is where the meaning comes into life. Because
what if I told you that every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're actually saying no to yourself, your ideas, and the life you truly deserve? In the words of Steve Jobs, it's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. Today, we're going to look into one of the most powerful words in the English language, no. A word that has the ability to change your life. But the most important thing is, how do you say it without feeling guilty? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to say no with grace and confidence and take control of your life. Now you are wondering, why is this word so powerful and strong that it helps you regain focus and energy only on the things which matter the most? Let's talk about the importance of saying no. You may prioritize your well-being and establish limits by saying no. Reminding yourself and others of the value of your time, effort, and mental well-being is an effective act of self-respect. Saying no to things that drain you makes room for things that make you feel better. Any yes to pointless diversions is a no to your aspirations. You may regain your attention and energy by learning to say no and focusing it on the things that are really important. According to a study by the famous magazine Entrepreneur that looked at businesses with different employee engagement levels, those with high engagement saw a 22% boost in profitability and a
ช่วงนี้ผมออกกำลังกายมันเริ่มง่ายขึ้นเรื่อยๆครับใช่ถ้าเราทำอย่างสม่ำเสมอมันก็ง่ายขึ้นทุกวันต้องสม่ำเสมอแล้วก็มีวินัยเทียบเมื่อก่อนวิดพื้น10 ทีนี่ยากมากตอนนี้วิดเป็น10 ทีแต่ว่าเว้นช่วงเซตละ10ใช่
A 21% increase in productivity. This implies that corporate performance can be significantly enhanced by concentrating on necessary tasks and declining non-essential ones. In the words of Brené Brown, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. For some people, disappointing others, having the courage to love. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. For some people, saying no could be quite tricky. It might not be as easy as it seems, be it their people-pleasing tendencies, fear of missing out, or lack of confidence. It's time to talk about the most common reasons due to which it becomes difficult for people to say no. The sense that one is either unaware of or missing out on events, experiences, information, or life choices that could improve one's quality of life is known as fear of missing out. In a world driven by social media, fear of missing out has become more prevalent as people compare their lives to others' highlight reels. Overcoming it requires developing self-awareness and learning to embrace the present moment without constantly seeking external validation. Mel Robbins often speaks about overcoming the fear of missing out as a key to personal growth and success. According to Robbins, when we stop obsessing over what we might be missing, we unlock the potential to make decisions that align with our own values and goals, leading to greater personal fulfillment and growth. Mel Robbins once said, "You can't do it all, and that's okay. Focus on what matters most and let the rest go." One of the most important things which are hindering your growth is the constant desire to please others. It indirectly makes you lose your value, and people stop respecting you eventually. Do not let this get in the way of unlocking your true potential. When you live for the approval of others, you are owned by their opinions. The desire to please others results in loss of authenticity. It leads to suppressing personal values, opinions, and needs, making it harder to build genuine relationships and self-confidence. In the words of Penny Reid, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm." Constantly seeking approval can be emotionally draining, as it places the validation of yourself in the hands of other people. Thus, it often leads to stress, anxiety, and burnout. In the words of Jim Rohn, "Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality." Now let's talk about the strategies you can use to learn to say no. By evaluating requests, you may ascertain whether they are in line with your career or personal objectives. By concentrating on the most important things, you can make sure that your time and efforts
ไลฟ์ตอนไหนบ้างครับโอ้เชียร์ไลฟ์ทั้งวันเลยครับราตรีไลฟ์ทั้งวันคือว่าช่วงไหนที่เชียร์ถ้าไม่ได้ใช้โทรศัพท์เครื่องเนี้ยเชียร์ก็จะไลฟ์ตลอดทุกกิจกรรมที่เชียร์ทำไลฟ์จนราตรีเบื่อเลยเชียร์ไลฟ์วันละหลายคลิปอะ5-6 ไลฟ์
are dedicated towards meaningful projects. As Jack Canfield once said, "The ability to say no to the wrong things gives you the freedom to say yes to the right ones." In the words of Warren Buffett, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. When describing what you can and cannot do, be straightforward and precise. "I can't take on this project right now, but I can assist next week," for example, expresses your limitations while providing a solution. Being firm, "I can't take on this project right now, but I can assist next week," for example, expresses your limitations while providing a solution. Being firm but polite is an essential element of effective leadership and communication, according to Brian Tracy.
Successful men and women are those who work almost all the time on high-value tasks. Unsuccessful men and women are those who waste their time by wasting the minutes and hours of each day on low-value activities.
According to his beliefs, assertiveness is about openly expressing your demands and thoughts.
กินข้าวเสร็จจบไปใช่ไหมครับใช่ครับเสร็จจะกลายเป็นอย่างไปอย่างเช่นที่เมื่อวานเชียร์กินข้าวเสร็จแล้วราตรีไม่เห็นเชียร์ไลฟ์เพราะว่าเชียร์ใช้โทรศัพท์เครื่องนี้ในการตัดต่อวิดีโออยู่ที่เชียร์พาแม่ไปเที่ยวเวียดนามมัน7-8 วัน 7 คืนแล้วมันก็ต้องตัด ต่อวิดีโอ400 นาที400 กว่านาทีเราก็ตัดต่อทั้งวันอะประมาณ 6-7 ชั่วโมงกว่าจะตัดต่อเสร็จเหลือประมาณ29 นาทีใช่นั่นแหละที่จะตัดต่อใช้เวลาตัดต่อทั้งวันเลยแล้วก็ทำภาพหน้าปกอะไรเงี้ยถ้าตอนไหนไม่เห็นเชียร์ไลน์นั่นแสดงว่าเชียร์เข้าซ่วมเชียร์นอนเชียร์ใช้โทรศัพท์เครื่องนี้ไม่ก็เชียร์ติดภารกิจที่ทำให้ไม่สามารถไลฟ์สดได้อะไรประมาณเนี้ยนอกนั้นเชียร์ก็ไลฟ์สดหมด
thoughts while showing respect for other people, not about being violent. He recommends, for example, saying something like, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm unable to take this on right now," in a composed and assured manner. Composed, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm unable to take this on right now," in a composed and assured manner. Saying no is a way to put yourself first and concentrate on what's really important, not a sign of selfishness. By establishing boundaries, you safeguard your energy for pursuits and connections that are consistent with your principles and objectives. In the words of Simon Sinek, leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. Learning to say no was a life-changing experience for Oprah Winfrey, who has freely discussed this. She frequently agreed to requests out of guilt in the early years of her work, since she battled with the dread of failing other people. But as her obligations increased, she came to the realization that taking on too much left her exhausted and diverted from her actual priorities. Realizing that her time was a valuable resource, Oprah started practicing saying no in a polite and straightforward manner. She once said, "You have to know what sparks the light in you so that you, in your own way, can illuminate the world." You may prevent burnout and maintain your motivation by turning down jobs that don't fit with your mission. You may devote your whole attention to the responsibilities you have selected when you have fewer obligations. Saying no increases productivity by allowing you to focus on tasks and commitments that truly align with your goals and priorities. A research by PubMed Central indicates that individuals with higher emotional intelligence, which includes the ability to set boundaries and say no when necessary, tend to have better mental health, job performance, and leadership skills. This skill enables individuals to set boundaries, manage their workload effectively, and make decisions that align with their long-term objectives. Bill Gates. Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, credits much of his success to his ability to focus on what matters most. In an interview, Gates mentioned, "We always overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years and underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10. Don't let yourself be lulled into inaction." In order to focus on Microsoft's long-term objectives and help the business become a global leader in technology, Gates frequently refused short-term distractions. Apple co-founder Steve Jobs was well known for his ability to refuse requests. According to a quote from Jobs, "I'm as proud of what we don't do as I am of what we do." He was able to concentrate on developing genuinely creative products that transform technology by learning to say no to pointless features, concepts, and initiatives. One of the main reasons Apple became one of the most valuable firms in the world was his ability to streamline and concentrate on the important things. In this video, we've successfully uncovered the importance of saying no and the strategies of how you can say no with confidence and without feeling guilty. By saying no to unimportant things, you you make way for the important things. Always value yourself above others. People will respect you even more, and you will find more time to concentrate on your tasks. This is all by saying no to unimportant things, you make way for the important things. Always value yourself above others. People will respect you even more, and you will find more time to concentrate on your tasks. This is the only way to success. Start practicing the art of saying no now. Give yourself the ability to say no and see how your life changes as a result. Take control now, because your future is too vital to let distractions ruin it. Have you ever seen someone successful and thought, this person is extremely lucky? Think again. Let's be honest, luck might play some role in achieving success, but the cornerstone of extraordinary success lies in the fact that these people develop habits which are completely doable and superior in every way. And most importantly, they stick to those habits. High achievers don't wait for luck. They create their own luck. In the words of Jim Rohn, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 habits of high achievers which make them stand out from the rest. So stick around and let's find out what you need to do to transform your life. Ever wondered why most of the people do not get to fulfill their dreams? The answer is much simpler. They do not set clear, measurable goals. However, high achievers don't leave success up to merely a chance. Instead, they set specific targets and work on them relentlessly. Now we're going to talk about what makes these clear and measurable goals so essential. Goals in light.
เชียร์ไลฟ์ทั้งวันเลยครับราตรีไลฟ์ทุกกิจกรรมที่จะทำอ่านหนังสือกินข้าวนั่งสมาธิทำอาหารทำภารกิจเรียนเขียนโค้ดทุกอย่าง everything สิ่งไหนที่มันมีประโยชน์ต่อคนดูเราก็มีประโยชน์ต่อชีวิตเชียร์ก็เอามาแบ่งปันให้ทุกคน
In the pathway. The clearly defined goals enlighten your pathway to success, showing you where and how to get there. Goals fuel your inner fire. Knowing your pathway and destination ignites the fire in you, thus driving you towards your goal and motivating you through every challenge you face. In the words of Brian Tracy, goals allow you to control the direction of change in your favor. Now you are wondering, how do these high achievers set their goals effectively? Well, let's talk about the infamous technique you can use, the SMART goals, which will allow you to set your targets with the highest efficiency. The SMART goals technique, it consists of specific. The goals should be specific and clear. Measurable. It describes the progress tracking and how it helps in maximizing efficiency. Achievable. Make sure that your targets are totally realistic and achievable considering the resources you have. Relevant. The goals should be relevant and aligned with broader objectives. Time-bound. Set a deadline to create urgency, thus allowing you to work with more and more concentration. Now we're going to statistically show you how those who set clear goals are more likely to succeed. According to a research conducted in Harvard in 1979, the graduates who set their goals made 10 times more than those who didn't. The results of research show 83% of graduates did not have clear goals. 14% had goals but did not write them down. 3% had written goals with specific plans. After 10 years, the 14% who had goals but unwritten were earning twice as much as the 83% without goals. the 3% with written goals were earning 10 times as much as the other 97% combined. This study clearly shows how significant is goal setting in achieving more than your counterparts. Now it's time to talk about the second habit the high achievers develop to make them closer to their goal. The biggest secret high achievers know is the art of time management. They plan and organize their tasks in a way which allows them to be 100% efficient without consuming too much time. What you need to do, you can use different tools for time management like calendars and to-do lists, which will allow you to be highly organized, consistent, and get your work done within the set time frame. A study conducted by Journal of Educational Psychology shows that
สมมติว่าพี่เชียร์ตื่นมาแล้วกล้ามหายหมดเลยจะทำยังไงแล้วพี่เชียร์ตื่นมาแล้วกล้ามหายหมดเชียร์ก็ออกกำลังกายใหม่ง่ายๆง่ายไหมไดเอทใหม่กินใหม่เริ่มต้นใหม่ตราบใดที่เรายังมีชีวิตอยู่ยังมีลมหายใจเราสามารถสร้างมันใหม่ขึ้นมาได้แต่ถ้าเราไม่มีชีวิตเราไม่มีเวลาเหลือแล้วเราก็ไม่สามารถสร้างได้เงินมันหาไม่ได้กล้ามก็หาไม่ได้สิ่งที่หามาใหม่ไม่ได้ก็คือเวลาที่มันสูญเสียไปทำไมเชื่อถึงไลฟ์สดอยู่ทุกวันทุกวินาทีเกือบทุกสิ่งที่สามารถรายได้ใช่ไหมเพราะต้องการเก็บความทรงจำใช่ความทรงจำเป็นสิ่งที่มีคุณค่ามากที่สุดคนรวยก็มีเวลา24ชั่วโมงเท่ากันแต่ว่าเขาซื้อทุกอย่างได้ยกเว้นเวลาใช่เวลาชีวิตของเขา
Students who plan and manage their study time effectively achieve grades 20% higher on average than those who don't. The effective time management helps to do your task timely, leading to stress-free process, helping you to get closer to your goals. In the words of Brian Tracy, every minute you spend planning saves 10 minutes in execution.
The majority of people really don't know what they want. They want to be rich, but what does that mean? How much is that? When? How soon? What are you going to do to get it? So decide exactly what you want.
Now it's time to talk about the third habit which high achievers develop, which make them stay ahead of others in the game. We are living in a constantly changing world. In order to achieve big, you have to be extraordinary in learning. You have to consistently strive for self-improvement so that you can your best selves to the world. And it's exactly what high achievers do. They give huge importance to their self-improvement and growth, which allows them to stay one step ahead of others. Forbes, the famous magazine, conducted a study on whether continuous learning actually helps to achieve impressive results. The results show that professionals who invest in continuous learning are 48% more likely to be promoted compared to those who
เดี๋ยวจบรายนี้เชียร์น่าจะไปทำเครื่องซักผ้าครับแล้วก็ซ่อมตู้น้ำมันรอดูได้แต่ว่ายังไม่จบหรอกหมายถึง
don't. You always have to think ahead of the curve
แต่ก็ใกล้
and
แล้ว
make immense efforts to
เดี๋ยวก็อิ่ม
improve
แล้ว
yourself so that you can compete with the very best. This ability to expand your knowledge and skills will make you to be more innovative and creative than others. This dedication to self-improvement will strengthen your motivation, enhance your confidence, and keep you leading in your respective fields. The biggest example we have is Simon Sinek, the renowned author and motivational speaker who embraces the mindset of being the eternal student. He emphasizes the importance of continuous learning in achieving one's true potential. High achievers do not waste any opportunity to learn something new and valuable. They make stellar efforts to find more and more resources which help them to get more educated than their counterparts. You need need to make sure to get access to a number of right valuable resources to expand your knowledge and your skill set. The resources could be books, social media, highly intelligent and successful mentors, and different courses on
น้ำหนั
the
ก
internet.
น้ำหนักเพิ่มขึ้นมา2กิโลก่อนกิน 60.22 กินเสร็จ 62.17 My weight is increased 2 kilogram after I eat 60.12 but after I finish my weight increased 2 kilogram is usuallyเดี๋ยวเชียร์ไปเข้าส้วมก่อนแต่เชียร์ไม่ได้ไงโทษหรอกตอนเข้าส้วม
Yeah.
เข้าส้วมเสร็จอะไรเชียร์เข้าไปซ่อมเครื่องซักผ้าก็ต้นออกมา
Thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. I ran out of oils overnight. Oh God, here
โอ้การเพิ่มขึ้นทุกวัน
from my head to my toes. You say some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. 'Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. 'Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no
อ๋อใช่เชียร์จะจบไว้อะเชียร์จะดูหุ่นตัวเองทุกครั้งก่อนกินแล้วก็หลังกิน เพื่อเป็นการวัดผลเราต้องมีการประเมินผลรายวันว่ากล้ามเราเป็นยังไงบ้าง ดูกระจกโฟกัสตัวเราเองเวลาตีเปรียบเทียบกับตัวเองไม่ต้องเปรียบเทียบกับเชียร์หรือคนที่มีกล้ามเยอะเปรียบเทียบกับตัวเราในเวอร์ชันเถื่อนใช่ว่าตอนนี้ก็ออกกำลังกายง่ายขึ้นจริงไหมนะโอเคบ๊ายบายอย่าเจอกัน